Are we filming? I hope we are, because this is another mail time. Now, I haven't bought quite so many Filofaxes or other products over the last couple of weeks or so because I'm moving house, and as we know, sometimes items do not arrive. They don't arrive in time, or in the case of a Portland I bought the other day, they don't arrive at all. And so I do not want to be in a situation where I move house. Oh dear, what am I doing? Sort yourself out, Neil. This is a very, very well packed Filofax, and it is a Filofax. I hope it's a Filofax. I don't think I bought anything other than that. I'm making a pig's ear of this, aren't I? Fair play to the seller. I think I just opened the wrong end or something, but here we are. So, wow, fantastic. So, I need to have a lie down now. So, what have we got here? Obviously, extremely well packed. So, well done, the seller, for doing this. And I'll show you what I bought. Right. So basically, I have bought one of these. And you know what this is, don't you? It is a Guildford's personal slimline. And have I revealed anything there? I have revealed something, so I'll probably have to make that. I'll have to censor that a little bit. But what I will say is, I have a love-hate relationship with this particular model. It's a Filofax Guildford's, and as we know, Filofax Guildford's do have this issue. And I'll show you this. Let me just zoom in and I'll show you. And I fully knew about this. But look at the state of that. Now the seller described this in good condition. In fact, actually, let me just describe to you. I'll just cut this out while I find it, because it is quite interesting. So the seller, and I'm just reading the original description from the seller here, and he says, and I'm not criticizing the seller because they probably are not aware of the protocols related to just trying to see how many items he's sold. Yeah, well, he's sold he's had 3,000 feedbacks, so he's obviously an experienced seller, so he really should know better. But this is what he said. He said, original genuine Filofax, Guildford's, deluxe leather. Well, that's debatable. But this is what he says, black, and he describes it as very good condition. Yeah, exactly. He says, however, slight fraying, only slight, mind. Let's see if we can turn it up. Look at the state of that. It says, only slight. He says, however, slight fraying of the leather on the interior, see belows, rings in perfect working condition from a clean, smoke and pet-free home. Okay, let's just do a sniff test. Well, it smells okay, but obviously this leather, if it is leather, oh dear, I don't really know whether this. I don't know whether this is supposed to be leather or not. But it doesn't look great. It does not look great at all. Look at this. Look at the state of it. But you know, I suspect, I mean, I got this fairly cheap. Not as cheap as this one, though. I paid £8 for this one. I paid about £20 for this one. Probably because I've been banging on about how good these are, and that's probably pushed the price up. But it is what it is. Quite therapeutic tearing this off. But let me just let me zoom out again. But I'm not really going to do. Well, I might do a review of this. I mean, this is just a mail time, but as we see, it's just coming off in flakes. But it's. Will this rub off? Not sure because it's different. It's different to this. It's different. But the ring test, I mean, obviously the flatability. The flatability is what appeals to me. The Guildfords, whether it's a personal size like this or a, have I got a Guildford Mini Extra Slim here? I'm not sure. I don't think so. But even the mini size is perfect flatability. Perfect flatability. That is the appeal. And then obviously there's going to be some effort required to remove this unsightly leather, if it is indeed leather. But rings, and my nose is twitching now. So let's just check, because from experience, I know that these rings, certainly on the personal size, this one, have been very, very good. And I have used this in anger a lot, and it's still perfect rings. So if anyone from the FLB group is out there watching this now, can you please use these rings in your modern binders? Because these are actually pretty good, in my experience. Whereas my recent experience of modern binders, brand new, like the rings. Oh God! Every time I look at this, I just get despondent, I'm afraid. But hey ho. But yeah, the rings are really, really good, and I know from experience that when you open them, they are really nice. They are really nice. I obviously don't know who makes these, but I wish that Filofax would use these rings because they're nice. They're nice. If they had these rings, I mean, I know Kraus rings are really, really, really good. I know these rings, obviously, it's up to manufacturers to specify what mechanisms they they decide, but I just, if they had this quality of ring in this heritage compact, they'd have a winner on their hands, rather than me having to wallow in a sea of despondency every time I look at it. That is so frustrating, because I'm banging on about here. This is supposed to be a mail time for this, but this is a fantastic form factor let down by the rings. This is a fantastic ring mechanism let down by the leather. You know, if you could just sort of, if you could get the rings and the leather good quality in something with good flatability, like this, it would sell like hotcakes, because so I would buy several, so you know it'd be worth your while just from my purchases. But okay, so what have we got here? Well, we've got a few example pages, yada yada. We've got some salmon pages, which I have a small stash of salmon pages, so I will be. It's my favourite colour. They don't make it anymore. These are nice. Obviously, I have to be very, very wary when I open pockets. So I'm now looking inside them to see whether there's any razor blades or needles in the worst case scenario. Or when I show, I'm not going to do it until I've moved, because I'm not going to do a review of it because it's packed away now in a box. But the thing is, what am I going to do with this? Well, once it's finished, look at this. Look at this. And this is supposed to be This is supposed to be, let me just remind everyone, it says Guildford's genuine slimline organiser, deluxe leather. Deluxe leather. Well, that is, to me, that is not deluxe leather. It's just horrible, isn't it? It's just horrible. Anyway, I'm not going to do any more because it's just depressing. But the thing is, this is a love. Once I've finished sorting this out and getting rid of this unsightly leather, it is actually a really, really nice, useful thing. I might even keep this page with the pockets and maybe even the ring, the ring thing. This is quite interesting. This pen loop looks huge, absolutely huge. It's somewhat. This is a bit of an anomaly. Let me show you this because this is a bit interesting. Okay, so this is a Lamy ST fountain pen, one of my favourite fountain pens, and this has the same width as a standard Filofax pen. Let's have a look at the pen loop here. Well, it's just too loose, isn't it? Oh my goodness, look at that. Now this is normally a problem. You would never ever be able to fit a Pilot G2 because of this plastic thing here, but it does actually fit in there almost. So I might have some fun with that. It won't fit anything. Nearly, so nearly. What shall I try in there? Okay, let's try my Parker. Not quite, nearly, but not quite. But clearly, this pen loop is actually a wider diameter than a standard Filofax normal pen loop. Interesting. But I think what I might do is I might just get rid of this horrible leather, which seems to be coming off rather than in slivers here. This was horrendous to remove. Absolutely horrendous. This actually is coming off clean, so I might actually just remove it and be done with it and start using it straight away. I'm actually, I shouldn't really be doing this in a mail time, but but it actually looks like this could be. I'll have to give it a thorough clean first, because although the seller said it came from a clean home, he's probably not the original owner. He's probably saying that his house is clean, but wherever he got this from, he can't really vouch for that, the original vendor's home. But it's actually, it smells okay. It's a little bit dirty, but a little bit dusty, but there's no nasty smells. There's no tobacco smells or anything. So I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, I could, after a little bit of a clean, I could use that straight away, just like that. And it looks like this, where is it? I've got this mini executive here that I've deliberately left on this side, so you can see that the leather, unlike this, which is coming off very, very clean, this is not a Guildford model, it's a mini executive model, but I've just left this to show people periodically that it's just coming off in tiny little specks, and you have to, if I were to, basically on here, you can see I've removed it. It comes off fairly easily, but you have to soak it in water and use a wet paintbrush, and then it comes off instantly. But this, for some reason, the manufacturing must have changed, because they're all the same age, sort of 2006, 7, 8, that sort of era. But it's coming off very, very clean, which I'm pleasantly surprised about. I'd be happy to use this. Obviously, I'll try it and clean it up a little bit more. But when you consider, as an example, that a personal size plotter, which I bought the mini size because it has perfect flatability. When you consider that how much you have to pay, so for me in the UK, having to have it shipped from Japan, I would, with a personal size binder, I would have to pay, including FedEx and that, probably about £180. And I paid just over £20 for this, and it has good flatability, and it has the good rings, probably not as good as Kraus rings in the plotter, but nevertheless, I would say this is it's the equivalent of a poor man's plotter, because it functions the same. It's obviously not as stylish and nice. It doesn't imbue that sort of wow factor, but do you know what? It's good enough. It's good enough. And although, shall we say, there is this problem associated with the Guildford model range, and also some other ranges that are around about the same era, like this Mini Executive, nevertheless, the actual leather on the outside is really good quality. It's not it's not the finest leather from that you get on plotters and some other binders. I mean, it's just functional. It's just a thin layer of leather on top of a man-made substrate, but nevertheless, it's pretty good. Oh, I spoke too soon, because I can see that it is. Oh no! Oh, where is it? Let me see if I can focus. Is it focusing? Yes, it is. Can you see? I did speak too soon. So it's started. Oh yeah. Can you see that? I can just scratch it with my nail and it's starting to come off. So I think what's happening is this is not yet deteriorated, but it is about to deteriorate. So I need to soak this in water, get it off. The specification of this apparent ostensibly luxurious leather is, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't even look like leather. It doesn't even look like leather to me. It looks very, very much, it must be man-made. That's not leather. That's just horrible, isn't it? Ugh. But I will need to get rid of this, because otherwise it's just going to, these tiny specks get everywhere. So it's going to take a bit of time. I mean, if you're rich, then there's no point in buying one of these. You might as well buy something from Plotter, because time is money. But if you are not rich enough to buy a plotter every week, then soak this overnight in water, use a stiff paintbrush, and then all this will float away, leaving hopefully this, what I consider to be quite a nice natty sort of material, cloth material underneath. I'm okay with that, actually. I'm okay. Anyway, this is a mail time that's gone on long enough. So thanks very much for watching. Until my next video, goodbye.